Hello boys and girls, and welcome back to art. This week in art we are creating a collage of a fruit bowl. So we're going to start out by thinking about two colors, one for our background color and one for our table color. So I'm using yellow and blue. And then we need to think about what types of fruit we want so we can choose the color paper for that. Now, if you don't have colored paper, you are always welcome to paint paper, let that dry, and then use that painted paper for your project. So I'm thinking about creating purple grapes, a yellow banana, an orange, a red apple, and maybe a pear. And my basket color is going to be this pink color, and that's going to hold all the fruit together. So I thought about the size of paper that I would need for my fruit, and it's smaller than the background paper. It's smaller than the background paper. So it's just this small rectangular paper. You don't have to cut your paper, but that's just what I did. And then for the background and for the table, we want to have kind of a bigger piece of paper, a regular size paper. And we're gonna take that table color paper and we're gonna fold it in half and then cut along that line. And that way we will have our paper for our background and for our table. And we can use that leftover background paper to add stripes or dots to our background wallpaper if we would like to. But we don't have to do that if you don't want to. So make sure whenever you place your paper down that it goes to the edge, from edge to edge, so that no yellow or background color is showing. And then we just add a dot, not a lot, to glue it down. So now we have our background ready for us to start. I'm gonna add some dots, some circles to the background, and I'm gonna make several dots at a time. So all I have to do is fold the paper in half, fold it in half again, and I can make lots of dots all at once that are all the same size. So I'm cutting circles out of this folded paper that I created. And I'll do another set of dots here. And that just gives the background a little bit more details. Okay. So now when I take these apart, there's lots of different dots that I can place. And I want to think that the fruit bowl's in the center, so I don't want to place them right in the middle. I want to kind of place them on the outside. So I'm going to add those dots to my background wallpaper. I want to do this before I add my fruit bowl and my fruit. Nope, there's an extra dot there. Should have one more dot. These guys should have two. Nope, no, there it is. There's that extra dot. It was hiding. Put it up there. All right. So now that I have my background done, I'm going to create the shape for my fruit bowl, and I can use my pencil to help draw the shape. So I want the top to be a straight line, so I can use the top of my paper. And I kind of want it to be curved on both sides of the paper. So it's kind of like a rainbow shape. And if I want, I can add a little bottom to it. That's a little rectangle coming at the bottom. And that way I have the size and shape of my fruit bowl. So I know where I'm going to place it on my paper. So now I can follow those lines that I created and cut out the shape for my fruit bowl. Now when we glue things down, we don't want to see the pencil lines, so this is going to be the back where I place the glue onto. So now I have my big fruit bowl that's going to sit in the middle of the paper, just like that. And I'm going to make sure that I place the glue on the side where my pencil lines are, just a dot, not a lot, going all the way around the edges, and glue it down to the bottom. I don't want it to be too close to the top because I want to make sure that I can still place my fruit in. Now, try not to glue the top part of this right away because you do want to be able to slide your fruit inside the fruit bowl. So now I can create a banana. Now, I might not want to do a banana because my background is yellow, so maybe I'll save this for last. But our fruit is going to overlap on top of each other. So I'm gonna make some grapes. I'm gonna add a little bit more circles for my grapes. There we go. And like I said before, we don't want our pencil lines showing, but what we can do, we can use a black crayon and trace over our pencil lines as best as we can so that we don't see those pencil lines anymore and make it still look like that fruit that we're trying to create. All right, so now that I've traced over my pencil lines with my crayon, I can go in and cut these out. Trying to cut around them as best as I can so that we still see that black crayon line. All right, so now I'm going to go through and I'm going to create the shape of each fruit. So I want a pear, so that would be a circle with a bigger circle at the bottom. So to draw that, it would be 2 circles combined together like an 8. And we can always make the stem. And I want an apple. So an apple is kind of like a U with a big curved line on one side that comes in and a big curved line on the other side that goes in. So that is my apple. And I also want to add the stem of the apple. And trace around the apple as best as you can. If you accidentally go off, that's okay. Try to fix your mistakes, turn them into something else. So I have a pear, I have an apple, I have some grapes, and I'm gonna make an orange. And an orange is a nice big circle. So I'll make a big circle for a big orange. So I'm gonna trace around orange. My black crayon. And now that I have all my fruit, I'm gonna cut it out and glue it inside my fruit bowl. So make sure that you leave space at the top. Don't glue it all down, because if you glue it all down, it's going to be very hard for you to place the fruit inside. All right, now that I have all my fruit cut out, I can arrange them and have them overlap. If you have a white crayon, you can also add a little white spot to show the light shining on that area of the fruit. Just kind of a curved line, and then with the grapes, you can add a couple to each little grape to make it look more three-dimensional and round in shape. And then we're going to think about, do we want the pear to be placed on top? We definitely want all the fruit in front of the background, so we want to arrange them so that they have a nice space, and we want to be able to see all the fruit inside our fruit bowl. Maybe the grapes are coming out, because sometimes you can see that the grapes are inside and they've kind of fallen over, so I think they're the only ones that can be on the outside. So if you want to do something like that, you can. So we are going to glue these down, and then we're going to add a final touch to our fruit bowl and give it some details. So just a dot, not a lot. Have this coming here, just a dot, not a lot, just a dot, not a lot, and just a dot, not a lot. So now for our fruit bowl, we're going to add different kinds of lines. So you can do zigzag lines, wavy lines, spirals, however you want to add details. I'm going to do a pattern of lines that go up and down, and lines that go vertically, horizontally and vertically, to create a pattern on my bowl. And then it's going to do the opposite, going the other way. All right, boys and girls, here we have our bowl of fruit using a style called collage. We are overlapping shapes, adding background wallpaper decoration. We are making it look three-dimensional, adding some patterns and lines and designs to our fruit bowl, and we are using cut paper collage to create this project. I hope you enjoyed creating this for this week, and I cannot wait to see your art. Thank you so much, and have a great week.